going to make chicken surprise today. This is a great dish because, well, for a lot of reasons, which I'll tell you as we go along. It starts with rice. I prefer whole grain brown rice. That's really the best rice you could do. It's a whole grain, it's crunchy, it's got a great flavor. Generally, the rule for rice is 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. However, with brown rice, you need more water. So I'm going to just put that in here, and we'll boil it up. Takes about a half hour, but you're going to test it. And now the vegetables. We're going to put in some oil, and we're going to saute our vegetables. We've got a small head of cabbage here, which I checked. Got to check your cabbage. You look at it very, very, very carefully, and then we put it into the oil. Get that nice sizzle sound. It means that everything's going. Everything's going to shrink, so even though my frying pan looks very full, it's going to shrink as we cook it. We've got a whole onion here. This was a nice large Spanish onion. We're going to add that. Nice to have all these tools handy. And that's going to join the cabbage and add lots of flavor to it. We've got some nice fresh string beans here, because when I went shopping yesterday, they just looked too good to leave in the market, so in they go. You could add peppers, you could add zucchini if you like. This is the kind of thing that whatever's lying around, whatever appeals to you, goes in. I'm going to let those saute a bit. We've got some julienne carrots. Carrots always add a nice color to whatever you're making. And now the most important ingredient, because what's chicken surprise without chicken? I have some grilled chicken cutlets here. You actually, and I often do, could use your leftover chicken in whatever shape or form it is. If you have a whole chicken that's left over, or half of it, take the skin off, discard the skin, make sure there are no bones in it, and cube it up. The grilled chicken, of course, has that nice grilled flavor, but there's so much flavor in the vegetables that it won't be flat without the grilled chicken. Just going to cut up a few chicken cutlets. By the way, when you're using chicken, when you're cooking with chicken, when you start with raw chicken, always use a different cutting board than anything else that you're cooking. There's cross-contamination between raw chicken and vegetables that could be very, very dangerous. After you've cut up your chicken, your raw chicken, wash your utensils, wash your cutting board, wash your hands before you go on to the next job. Chicken is one of those things that can really make a person sick if it's not good quality, if it's not fresh. People know that about fish, but I don't know how many people know that about chicken. I wish you could smell this. It's beginning to smell very good already. I like using cabbage because you get a lot for the amount of cabbage you're using, and you want lots of vegetables in this dish. So keep using cabbage, as I said before, zucchinis. If you like peppers, green, red, yellow pepper, cut those into it. Okay, we're just going to let that cook for a bit, and when it's all done, we'll continue. I'm going to cover the pot so the vegetables can cook. All right, I think our rice is ready. It looks beautiful. It's fluffy. It absorbed all the water. And did I mention that we put some salt into the water? Because rice by itself is very bland, which is why you give it to kids if they've got an upset stomach, just something bland. Okay, that rice is beautiful, and our vegetables have sauteed very nicely, and they are now, they have actually shrunk down exactly the right amount. Okay, I'm going to turn this fire off. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix the rice with the vegetables with the chicken, a little bit at a time. And then I'm going to add chicken stock if it's too dry, and soy sauce for seasoning. By the way, chicken stock is another one of those things that if you've got a day with nothing to do, cook up a bunch of chicken stock. It's great in a lot of different recipes, and it's the basis for your weekly chicken soup. All you have to do once you have your chicken stock, cook up a bunch of vegetables, mix them in, and you're all set. Okay, this is mixing nicely. Let's add some chicken. And some more rice. There we go. I'm mixing the ingredients slowly so that the temperature is spread through and warms the chicken at the same time. Some of the vegetables have actually got a nice little brown to them, which is good for the flavor and good for the color. The string beans haven't wilted, which is nice. You want that crisp crunch when you're eating it. Remember, this is a good way to use any leftover chicken and a good way to make a one-dish meal. I like to, when I'm doing this for a one-dish meal, I like to start with perhaps some fruit, a salad on the side, and you're good to go. Every last bit of yummy vegetables. And the rest of the chicken. Okay, we're just going to do a twist of pepper. That smells good. Soy sauce. You can be generous with the soy sauce because remember, we haven't really seasoned the vegetables. We did have a little salt in the rice, but the soy sauce brings it all together. We have the chicken stock if we need it. I'm just going to put a little bit in to give it a little more moisture. And here we go. Good to go. This, by the way, holds up very well in the refrigerator, and you can actually even freeze it. And there you go. Probably you won't have leftovers. Let's just put it in our serving dish. Pretty serving dishes, by the way, make everything taste better. You can have your serving dish on the table and keep some more of the chicken mixture aside. Of course, you realize you don't want to put a dish like this on the table, so let's just wipe the sides. Wipe it well so it doesn't look bad. And there you go. Enjoy.